What's going on there, my craft beer drinking friend? This is Brian, Craft Beer Revolution, coming to you with yet another video. Check it out. Today on the chop block we have Clown Shoes. This one is called Undead Party Crasher. I was talking to a fellow, a guy who owns a brewery in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is really near where I live, about 45 minutes from here. And I knew he was a guy that drank a lot of beers. And I asked him, I was like, what's your favorite beer of all time? And he said, Space Cake by Clown Shoes. And I'd never heard of Clown Shoes before until then. And then I stumbled across this at the Total Wine here in Virginia. And figured I'd give it a try. But this is actually, Space Cake's actually an IPA. This one, of course, is an American Stout, which I happen to be a big fan of. So I said, well, Clown Shoes Stout, let's give it a try. Plus the label on this thing is pretty friggin' cool, don't you think? Pretty cool label right there. So I had to give it a shot. Undead Party Crasher. This is an American Imperial Stout, and it is based. The brewery is based out of Ipswich. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that right. Ipswich, Massachusetts. Very hard to pronounce right there. But this is a 10%er, and actually, I'm not sure about what the availability of this is. I know that you can't get it, but probably very seasonally, maybe once or twice a year, from what I know, because I'd never seen it until now. So I know that it's seasonal. I'm not sure how often it comes out. There isn't an actual spawn-on date or anything like this. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and give it a try and see what kind of color we got here, first of all. So we'll go with the look. We're going to pour down center here. Yeah, very stout color there. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot of head, but it's probably going to build up here in just a second. And just a typical stout color, dark brown to a black. And I don't think there's any fruits or anything in it. I'm not sure if there is or not. But let's give it a smell and see what we got here. I actually do smell the chocolate. Very little alcohol smell to it. There might actually be a hint of fruits in there. I can't really detect it. So it doesn't really have a very strong smell to it at all. I don't even really get don't really even get any of the oaky smell that you would typically get with an Imperial Stout. Well, with a oak aged bourbon barrel. Well, actually, this isn't bourbon barrel, my fault. So don't mistake me there. It's not a bourbon barrel. But I'm not getting the actual oak smell in here or anything like that. So mostly chocolate. I'm picking up like a fruit smell, but I'm not sure what kind of fruit is in there. Maybe some dark fruits. Yeah, I was expecting to get a little bit more smell out of that. Just kind of stir it up here. Doesn't really have that thick of a lacing. The lacing is really not really there, and the head was really thin. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. Awesome. First thing that really hits me is the chocolate and the coffee taste together. Right from the get-go, and actually kind of goes throughout the whole taste of the beer. So even on the back end, I'm getting kind of the dark chocolate bitterness on the very back end of that. The coffee is a little bit stronger up front, and then it kind of dissipates a little bit, and the chocolate just kind of goes all the way through. It's just the right amount of bitterness. You know, I don't really like it when a beer is too bitter. This one's got just the right amount, it seems like. It's really well balanced. pretty creamy, creamier than I actually thought it was going to be by the way that it looked, but not too creamy. I really enjoy the taste of that because it's not too stout. There's a great balance there, but I don't really get the 10% feel out of it. It's so smooth that it's hard to believe that this is a 10%er, and honestly is. This is a very easy beer to drink. Very little of the alcohol, boozy flavor. So I can see, drinking this one pretty quick. Wow, Clown Shoes did pretty good on this one. I'm pretty impressed. The only thing that I could, that I could say is that you just don't get that kick, that burn on the end of the beer that you normally would with an Imperial Stout. But it's very smooth, and they say it's a 10%. It's kind of hard to imagine, but that is a pretty good beer if you like chocolate, if you like the coffee. Imperial Stout. If you like beers really stout, this might not be for you because it's really not that potent all the way through. So with that, all around, I'd give this beer, at least a B+ to an A-. Obviously, the things that we could touch on it, and that would go definitely against what it's actually called. I'm a big fan of bourbon barrels and stuff like that. I'm thinking that if you put this in a bourbon barrel and let it sit in a bourbon barrel for a little while, this would be a great beer. It could handle a little bit more heat on the back end, or like a stronger boozy flavor to it, because I can barely tell that's a 10%er. But with that, great beer overall. So if you want to find out what I really rated this beer, you'll see that up underneath the video here. And if you got anything out of this, if this helped you out, hit the like button. Also the subscribe button. You'll also see my Facebook page underneath the video here. Go ahead and join our Facebook page of Craft Beer Revolution. We'd like you to check out all of our videos and kind of, become a part of the revolution. So with that being said, you'll definitely see me on the next video. I'm Brian. It's Craft Beer Revolution. Remember, don't be average. Drink craft beer. See you guys on the next one.